Hey Sierra, how are you?
I'm well, Erin. How are you?
I'm doing well today. I'm really excited to be talking to you. So, give me the down low. What's going on?
Okay, so I feel like this happens to a lot of people, and it's like unless you either get lucky and have find a golden coworker, you're just kind of left out. And so basically, I've had this experience where I'm just kind of thrown into my job and I'm not trained. They provide a training, but obviously it's not comprehensive and doesn't help. And then, I've asked for help. I've asked for examples. And I try to do all of this obviously without being quote unquote annoying to my coworkers, but it's a difficult situation to be in. And then, when you don't get that help and you're, making mistakes because you haven't learned better and people are getting upset with you, like it's just a situation that you're not sure how to cope with.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's really tough. I'm sorry that's happening to you. Could you give me a little, you don't have to tell me like what company specifically, but what industry you're in?
I'm in the medical field,
You're in the medical field. Okay. Are you working in like a hospital or corporate?
a clinic.
Oh, okay, a clinic. Good to know. Okay, so how long have you been working here?
I have been working here about, I would say since November, so a few months.
And how long has it been like this?
The majority of the time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's been difficult just because with my position also I am at a disadvantage because I'm afloat, and so I'm supposed to know the nuances about the different clinics in my area and be able to be knowledgeable at them, and I do try my best. I ask for help wherever I can. I say, hey, if you have information about this, please let me know. If there are any extra trainings, let me know so I can, do my job efficiently, because I really hate that feeling when you're just feeling helpless at work and you don't know what to do. And so we've started a new process lately with authorizations in particular, which if you don't know anything about, which I don't, and the majority of our staff doesn't, then you have no idea what you're doing. And there's essentially one person who knew how to do it all. And they just kind of give these just like random arbitrary directions for things. There's no standard like SOP or anything like that. And then it's just like you hear, oh, the one person who did know how to do it gets so annoyed that no one knows how to do it. And it's like, well, there's no training. Like what do you want me to do? And it's like you ask for help, but there's only so much you can do.
Oh my gosh, this sounds like the worst work culture ever. Tell me a little more. Like I want to know about, what a day in your life kind of looks like. Like when you go into your office, like a typical day that just kind of sucks there. What does that look like for you?
Well, number one, just being overwhelmed. It is a a busy practice with a lot of patients with very high needs, and so you're kind of already split in a million directions as soon as you walk in. And then on top of that, you have providers who are asking for a million things. And, that's the thing is, I don't mind. That's what I'm here for. And I do feel confident in the things I know how to do. But at the same time, I'll reach something where, oh, this patient doesn't have authorization for their visit today, or, oh, they're not going to have it next week. And I'm expected to know how to submit the authorization, to know how to create offlines, do all these things that I've never been trained to do before. And I hardly know anything about. It is frustrating also because it is this clinic in particular that I worked at, it was very, I don't want to say culty, but everyone knew each other outside of work. Either if it was by like blood relation or by marriage, it was something like that. And so the person who did my job next to me, she was married to one of the providers. She knew the auth coordinator really well. And so she already had a leg up on everything, but before she got here. And so she would, I shouldn't admit this, okay, but I will. I, whenever little Teams messages would pop up and I would be happening to look in that direction, I could just like kind of see what they were saying. I wouldn't go in and read, obviously, but like you can just see little parts of it. And, I would see they were talking, smack about how I wasn't doing my job correctly and I didn't know how to do this. And how could I be here for so long, which it's not long, and not know how to do these things? And it's just like,
What?
what? what do you want me to do? Like,
What is going on? What do they have against you?
I don't know. I really don't.
You sound like literally the nicest, most capable, amazing person who anybody would be lucky to have on their team. So what could they possibly have against you?
I don't know. I've tried to think of, you know, every kind of possible outlet where I was like, maybe it's because I'm new, maybe it's because I'm afloat. I don't know.
Is it like a hazing type thing? Like, oh, she's the new girl, we have to be hard on her? Like, do you just need to earn your stripes or something?
But that's the thing is that I don't know. I think they just don't like outsiders, to be honest, because like I said, everyone in there is either related or knows each other outside of work. So it's like almost nobody is just like friends or just cordial coworkers. Like it's like non-existent. And it feels like I
Oh.
walked into like season 10 of this show and like no one likes it. And the thing is I don't need to be liked. I don't care. Like that's so not important to me. But I just want to know how to do my job efficiently.
Oh, God forbid you want to know how to do your job. Yeah, jeez, Louise, these people sound awful. I'm so sorry that you have to deal with this. Like, really. Okay, so and you're also working in healthcare. Like your work is so high stakes. You know, if somebody's dealing with this in a corporate environment, I'm like, oh, okay. But like you have lives on the line. So you can't mess up and you don't want to mess up. And so the fact that these people are being so petty with you just shows an incredible amount of immaturity and a terrible company culture that you are too good for. You are too good for this place. And that's why nothing is making sense to you. It's because it doesn't make sense. And you can see that. You can see the truth there. So what if you tried, like, do you have a manager? Do you have HR? Who have you talked to?
I do have a supervisor. She is based in another state, but we talk pretty much weekly. I try to ask her specific questions, or like, what should I do in the future regarding certain situations? She can only help me so much because she only knows so much about certain processes also. So half the time she'll ask me to just ask the auth coordinator, and I don't like doing that because I'll just get talked about how I don't know how to do anything.
Oh
Um,
my gosh.
and so it's definitely frustrating.
And there's no HR department that you can go to and talk to?
There is. It's like we're like a subsidiary of like a bigger corporation, I want to say. I don't really know what it's called, but I'm also stuck because they say HR is not there to help you, you know?
No, that's a good instinct. That's a great instinct. It just seems like to me that like their behavior is hindering the performance of this organization. So, like if I was working in HR or I was a C-suite at this company or organization, I would absolutely want to know if a majority of my coworker colleagues were hurting the ability of the functioning of the corporation. So like this is gross. Like this all stinks, this reeks, this is mucky. I don't like any of this at all. And my instant, piece of advice is you obviously have two options. You can either stay or you can go. And if you want to stay, I would or if you need to stay, because some people do. A lot of people can't just quit their job. If you need to stay, I would recommend aggressively befriending one of them, like finding the weakest link, taking her out to happy hour, because then it will spread. And it's hard to hate somebody who's being really, really nice to you. But if you have the ability to leave, you gotta skedaddle because you can't change him. He'll never change. And people think that they can change company cultures, but you can't do it alone. And this is something else that people need to understand is that, like, a lot of companies and organizations, whatever they are awful. Like they're run really awful, they're full of awful people, and they don't do good work and they don't contribute to society. And it sounds like to me you're just in one of those organizations and you're just too good for it.
Oh, that means a lot.
You are. You're too good. You're doing everything right. You know that, right? You're doing everything right.
It is affirming to hear, definitely, because it's really easy to be like, what am I doing wrong? But then I'm not, you know?
Yeah. These coworkers who are being mean to you, yeah, you want to send me their number? I can call them. Send me the number. I just want to talk. I'm mad for you, I'm like, this is really frustrating because going into an environment where you feel like everybody's against you every day, that's not good for your mental health. How are you feeling?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just I I was I would say I was in a pretty deep depression up until like maybe 2 weeks ago when I got the call that I would be transferring to a different clinic and like the clouds parted and the sun opened up and I was just like, oh my God, that's amazing because I'm not directly near these people anymore. I still have to interact with them, but I would be out of that specific environment and into a better one. So that is a plus for sure.
That's great. That's awesome.
So things are definitely getting better. I am just, it's just relieved.
Yeah. And you still have to see them. So even though you transfer to this other clinic, you still have to interact with these people?
Yeah, yeah. And because we're like a block away from each other, like they're like sister clinics.
Oh, okay. Got it. Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I guess I'm like also constantly kind of paranoid about being compared to my other coworker who was hired after me, but knows everyone. She has these resources that she can talk to after work, before work, whenever, and ask anything to. And because they like her, they'll teach her about it and they'll ask her about it. And it's like anytime she had brought up, oh, well, I'm to our boss, she'd be like, oh, I'm gonna learn how to do this with the off coordinator. I'd be like, well, I would also like to be included in that. And then it just never happens, which makes me think that they're just doing it on their own.
Like trying to sabotage you. That's so wrong. That's so immature. This is middle school crap.
Yeah, and I'm just like, why is it that the plans are off as soon as I want to be knowledgeable? Like I was just like, this is so counterproductive and I'm so over it, to be honest, because I was like, why is this genuinely high school? I like we should be adults.
Like when you eat lunch and stuff, like do you ever sit with anybody? Like are you friendly with anybody?
I usually go sit in my car because I am so just like they're just not friendly to me at all. Like to ever it's very apparent. Like I get the cold shoulder from everybody. And as soon as like my coworker walks in, hi, how are you doing? How are you? Blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, oh, okay, cool.
Do they like what would they say? Like if I talk to them, like do they think you did something to like get the job and you don't deserve it? Like what's their deal?
I don't know. They probably think I'm somehow underqualified, but the fact that I got the job shows that I'm qualified. So it's like, I just don't know what their problem is. I think that they have a problem with, again, people who aren't in like this little cult that they have because the reason I was there was I was covering for another girl who had to go on leave. And as soon as she went on leave, I got word that, oh, the whole clinic hated her and she had no idea.
Mm, who cares?
Is
Ugh.
this like what is your problem, you guys?
This is incredibly boring to me. Like we're all here to work. Why does everybody care so much? Jeez. Ugh. I'm so sorry. You should be able to go into your job, do your job, and go home. Like, this is so unnecessary and such a drain of your energy and your capabilities as a professional. Did you, when you were interviewing, could you sniff this out at all that this is going to be a problem?
I couldn't because I was interviewed by my supervisor who's out of state and she's great. She and I get along really well. She says that I'm doing a good job. And so I I didn't get a taste at all of what I was actually walking into.
Yeah. Okay. I think so, if you can leave, leave, obviously, like you did get transferred or something, do that. But if you can't or if you can't soon, because this is a mental health problem. Like if you're going into your job and you're feeling excluded and not just your feeling, but it's affecting the way that you can do your job and your job is to keep people alive, this is really serious and needs to be addressed immediately. If I were you, I'm a pretty bold person. I would ask one of them to get lunch with me, one on one. You have to separate them from the pack. If you're at work and you're ever dealing with cliques, like you say, cults and people in these little groups, it's very common what you're dealing with, by the way, extremely common. You have to weaken them by separating them. So you can't ever try to address them as a group because of this herd mentality. People are so primal. They just want to collect. They just want to belong to a group. So I would take one of them, maybe one of them that's shown you a little kindness in the past, and take them out to happy hour or to lunch or something and be like when you ask them, act like they never, like there's no problem. Like, hey, like, do you want to go to Chipotle with me today? Like, I have a gift card, I can pay. And then just like spend the lunch getting to know them. And I guarantee you they are going to feel like absolute shit, and they are going to start to be your ally. And that's how you do it. You pick them off one by one. At the end of the day, these people they're sad. They're very sad. And they're acting in a very immature and petty way, and you are absolutely the bigger person. But I would do that while you look for a new work environment, because they will not change. Even if you pick them apart, the whole unit is still going to remain.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good advice. I think I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah, because you are good at your job. Like, don't let them get in your head. You are great at your job. They're the problem. This is not a you problem.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think that's great advice. I think the hardest part is assessing which one would be susceptible.
Yeah. Any one of them that's showed you a little bit of kindness in the past. But also, if somebody asks you to go to lunch with them, it's kind of hard to say no. Like, make it a little bit awkward, or ask them privately and be like really direct about it. Like, I have a gift card. Like, you don't even have to pay. Like, just be really nice. And who's going to say no? Maybe they'll say, oh, I'm busy. Ask them the next day. Like, be really persistent and make them feel awkward, because they've been making you feel awkward, and that's not the case. They are the ones that should feel ashamed and awkward. And, you asking to meet with them on a personal level, it's going to reverse that shame and also open up a door, an olive branch for a real working relationship. And that's how you can be the bigger person and, make them confront their childish behavior.
That's a great idea, actually.
Great. Okay. I'm really excited for you. I'm, again, very sorry that you have to deal with this. You sound like such a lovely person who's so capable, and it's such a waste of your energy. I definitely want an update from you on this, because you don't deserve this. You don't deserve it one more day of this. So I think you should definitely address this as soon as possible.
Okay. I'm going to make it a mission now.
Yep. You're on a mission. You're on a kindness mission. It's really, really hard. Yeah, definitely just kill them with kindness. That is such a great piece of advice. Kill them with kindness. Okay, great. Well, it was awesome to meet you, Sierra. Best of luck with everything going on. Please update us. And thank you so much for calling in.
I definitely will. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
I designed a quiz that pairs you with your ideal career based off of your personality and lifestyle preferences. It's 30 questions. It's 100% free. Go over to advicewitherin.com/quiz to take it today. And every week, I send out a handwritten email with a piece of motivational advice and a communication tip. So if you'd like to join over 200,000 readers, head over to hyperhelpful.com. You're doing great. I'm proud of you. And remember, you got this.